I'm going to make a drastic assumption about you. Yes, you watching this video, because I know I shouldn't, but I'm feeling a little bit antsy today, so I'm going to anyway. You don't like predators. You don't like people who are grown adults who look at children and think, you don't like grown adults who look at children and lust after them and chase them and want them in a romantical manner that is not romantic at all. It is a crime, and you want those people in jail. And that's a great assumption to have about you. If you contest that, I have no idea why the fuck you're here. And we live in a world where that seemingly is more and more of a common occurrence, especially with the internet and how it gives us all this access to news in different places. And we tend to find out that there are grown adults all across this country who are indeed sick fucks. Which brings us to the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, a group of people who are a national network of over 61 coordinated task forces representing over 5,400 federal, state, and local law enforcement dedicated to investigating, prosecuting, and developing effective responses to internet crimes against children, which, call me crazy, I think is a good thing, because when you have the internet and you have children who have easy access to it, you would want them to be safe. You would want them to not get into trouble. You would not want them to interact with adults who are looking at those children and thinking, and it's a good thing. And when we're bringing up all these law enforcement agencies, they're all across in different areas, and hopefully it expands more and more and more to keep children safe. Which brings me to my hometown, New Orleans, Louisiana, because there's a bar, cafe style place there called Sports Drink. I actually liked going there, and they've gotten to a little bit of controversy, not for having an employee that was arrested for lusting after a child, but for some odd reason being mad at people doing the work of keeping children safe and accusing them of being ICE. And making it even stupider, saying that they don't care what these people are doing, making it seem like they're perfectly fine with people running around operating in the means of lusting after children.
A popular account on X posted a screen recording of it, and since then, millions of people have viewed it. And that's why we wanted to dig deeper into this video. So here's what we were able to find out about it.
ICE, Border Patrol, no, we're not ICE, Louisiana.
This Instagram story appears to be from the New Orleans comedy club Sports Drink. It was filmed in the Bromark parking lot across the street. You can hear these law enforcement agents denying their ICE, and the people filming saying they don't believe them.
Internet crimes against children. We hunt online predators. Oh yeah, cool.
I don't really buy that.
But the agents were telling the truth. Supervisory Special Agent Chris Masters with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force says those agents were not immigration enforcement.
They made an assumption and jumped on an assumption and ran with it, and unfortunately for them, it's not the case.
He says his agents had come to this block of the Turo neighborhood that morning near Coliseum and General Pershing to carry out an arrest.
The suspect was this man, 29-year-old Jiashin Tion. Masters says agents found 150 photos and videos in his possession of young children. During the arrest, Masters says that people were yelling and cursing at the agents.
You had people coming into the neighborhood, blowing their horns loudly, like you've seen with some of the immigration protests, blowing their horns loudly to alert people, shooting the middle finger at them.
Tian is here on a student visa from China. But Masters says that his immigration status had nothing to do with the operation.
We didn't even know that this guy was a Chinese national. We didn't know that until we got to the place where we executed the warrant.
After the arrest, Masters says that some agents reported that protesters had also followed them in their cars. He says the agents from this video went to get breakfast after the operation where this encounter happened. Thanks to an appearance on the right-wing X account Libs of TikTok, this video has now been viewed more than 2 million times. Attorney General Liz Murrill commented on it, saying in part, quote, "Those are my Louisiana Bureau of Investigation agents. The anti-law enforcement rhetoric we are seeing in this country is a stark reminder of the dangers faced by the men and women who swore to uphold the law." This has all caused some serious backlash for Sports Drink, the club that seems to have posted the original video. More than 100 one-star reviews appeared on its Yelp page December 15th, which is the day that Libs of TikTok reposted the video. The club also made its Instagram and X accounts private right after announcing it would be closing temporarily.
Now, I did try to get in contact with the owners of the club sports drink that seems to have been the one to originally post the video. So far, I have not heard back from them.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Do I think that this entire business is in support of adults lusting after children? No. Do I think that they support adults keeping material of children that they're not supposed to be in on their phone and in their person all the time for a little bit of self-pleasure? No. What I think is that because of ICE agents in Louisiana, they've allowed themselves to be hyped up off of the potential of wanting to be a conquering hero. And you know the best way in 2025 for somebody to feel like they're a hero? Pulling out their phone and recording anybody with a badge and saying, "Oh my God, why are you here? Oh my God, why are you around here? We don't want your kind around here. Get away from here. We see, like me, I'm doing this. I'm doing the work necessary, blah, 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 blah." And then you got all these other motherfuckers who will say, you need to do more against these ICE agents. Show them that you're serious about how you don't want them in your state. And that's just going to end up with you in jail and the administration that you hate saying, "See, look at this unlawful area. Our work is necessary to clean up all the issues here. Look what's going on over here." So it's not really the catch-22 that you think it is. And they allowed themselves to ignore being told that these people are doing a correct thing. They're protecting children. They arrested a guy who's in the area. Don't you think that that's a good thing? Don't you think that that's a measurable thing to have happen? Because I could have sworn the idea was to make sure that these children are safe and that any potential material that could lead to somebody lusting after a child, because, you know, once you have that thought in your mind, you're not a normal human being. You're a fucking weirdo. And if you act upon it, you're even more of a fucking weirdo. You would want that out of the streets, especially away from your business. And when you ignore what these people are doing or telling you that they're doing, you make yourself look bad. You make it seem like you're advocating for some shit that no one should be advocating for. And now you got all these reviews piling in. You got people leaving 1 star.
Clips like this is why, one, I am so convinced there are far too many people in society who have a narrative and they will believe it no matter the circumstances. And two, too many people talk about things they have no idea what they're talking about. Combine those two things and they're very dangerous. In this clip, these law enforcement officers are part of the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. And what that is the Internet Crimes Against Children is a nationwide thing where they go after people who commit crimes against children. And they find them, arrest them, all that stuff. But the people in this video are so convinced that they are working, that they're ICE, that they're saying, "We don't respect what you're doing," bullshit, pretty much calling bullshit, saying, "What would they be doing in my town at noon on a Wednesday?" Let me tell you what they'd be doing at your town on a Wednesday. Arresting because they're anywhere and everywhere at any time. That's why they're in your town at that time. It's mind-blowing how so many people who have no idea what they're talking about interject themselves and are so convinced that they are right. They so badly wanted to believe that they were standing up and fighting against ICE that they just look dumb. Internet crimes against children is a very real thing. There are law enforcement officers attached to that who do very good work every day. I personally know somebody who was part of Internet Crimes Against Children, and they have put away numerous. They do good work, and for someone to just sit outside because they so badly wanted to think that they were fighting big bad ICE, no, you're harassing cops doing legitimately good work. Which, by the way, you go on any internet video of cops doing work, like the top comment is, "There's child predators out there, and this is what you're focusing on." Yeah, that's what ICAC does. They're legit. Leave them alone. Know what you're talking about.
I'm not certain, so I'm going to have to go in and check. They're responding about all of these negative reviews in not the smartest way possible. All in all, you need to get back on your platforms. Don't hide and protect them because you're going to get the smoke regardless, and own up to the fuck up that you created because you thought being the internet hero was going to save you for a lifetime. And spoiler alert, it's not. I understand you have your issues with ICE. You don't like how some ICE agent videos have gone on and you don't like how they operate. I get all that. But when you have people who are not ICE and ICE is nowhere near you doing their job of protecting children and they tell you that they're doing that, Don't question them. Don't try to fuck up what they got going on. Don't even try to mischaracterize them as if they the bad guy, because it's gonna make you look fucking stupid in the long run. And now you're gonna have to worry about your business and the money coming in and the bad PR, because I feel like you might take a hit, but I don't think you're gonna go out of business. All you gotta do is own up. Let me be your PR manager right now. Hi, we made a really poor mistake. Recently, we noticed that individuals came near our property in vehicles with tinted windows, and we couldn't make heads or tails of it. We, based on various assumptions about what's going on in our state and our various cities, had thought that these are ICE agents coming to wrongfully prosecute somebody for the sin of coming into the country and trying to preserve a better life. We mischaracterized these individuals and tried to shame them and tried to make their lives more miserable than it already is by broadcasting a video and posting it to social media. We were wrong in our assumptions, and we gratefully apologize for our mischaracterization. See how easy that was? I could be a PR manager. I could add that to the list of credentials in making sure that people don't be stupid online, because that is a key plot point here. Being stupid online and thinking that you could save somebody by preventing or obstructing or trying to shame people for doing the job necessary of protecting kids. And while I did say I don't think that that's their intended goal, I do believe that they operated under the basis of believing some fanfare and falling for the trap and ignoring it just to say fuck it. It makes you look worse the more you don't address it like a regular normal human being and admit to the fuck up. So please do it soon, or you're just gonna have more people breathing down your neck with the assumption that you want grown adults to start and after children. And I could be wrong. Maybe you are into that camp. And if you are, and it comes out that you are, shut that whole fucking business down. But in the meantime, subscribe to the channel. I shall see you all in the next one. Mwah! Goodbye.